Hello, BookTube. I'm Peg, the book prize addict. I've been spending days trying to decide, Happy New Year first, I should say. I've been spending days trying to decide what my reading plan is for the new year. I've loved looking at all the booktubers that have plans, some more tight than others, and I get a kick out of, I think it was Chris yesterday said, some people look like they have put themselves in bondage. They have to read a certain many in them, and I'm afraid mine's like that a little bit, but we'll see. Anyway, I just wanted to tell you my main thing is, as you see in the title, I've decided that I'm going to tilt that a little bit. Is that better? Yeah. I've decided I'm going to read from my shelves this year. I'm not buying too many. I do have a couple exceptions. But as you may know, if you've been watching me, this summer we moved into our retirement home. And I made sure that I had plenty of book space and bookcases, and I love it. I have a beautiful reading room here looking over the Pennsylvania countryside. And when I moved, I got rid of a lot of books, and I have 6 huge bookcases. And I figure I can hold 1,000 books in there. And I dwindled them down till they were all fit in the bookcase. Well, that was in May. Since then, I've been buying like heck. It's so easy to press that Amazon button or book depository, and my books don't fit in my bookcase again. So I'm going to make a rule, or really try to read from my shelves. Now, these are books that I've picked up in a used bookstore that my library has, and I've lived here 25 years and gone almost every week. So they're good books. They're not, and I haven't grown out of my interest in them as some people might. So anyway, that's the main thing I'm going to do. So I just wanted to quickly show you, I started the plan, reading from my shelves, and I read 2 books, very interesting to compare. I read, both of them are historical fiction. One is called Burr. It's an older one in the 1970s by Gore Vidal, who's quite a famous, or was quite a famous author, and I've read others of his I liked. He writes really many kinds of things. This is about Aaron Burr, who was vice president, one of our early vice presidents. I'm trying to learn more about American history too. Anyway, and the other one I read was The Hamilton Affair, about Thomas Hamilton. Now, these two are connected because they had a duel, and Burr killed Hamilton. Probably you know that because Hamilton has been very popular lately with the play and everything. But I really noticed something when I was reading these, the difference between what we would call literary fiction and just genre fiction. This one by Gore Vidal it was a good writing. It showed bad things and good things about Burr and other politicians of the time, and it seemed quite realistic. And it mentioned that as it starts, it's not real linear. He's marrying he's 73 years old, been a widower for many years. He's marrying his second wife, who's very rich. And it makes no bones about it that he obviously married her for her money. Before he knew it, he gone out and spent her money, and there's a big, great scene when she realizes this. It's just so well done. It's so well written. On the other hand, this one, The Hamilton Affair, is just kind of straight historical fiction. I probably could have learned as much reading the Wikipedia article about Hamilton, and it's what I've learned this word from Steve called a hagiography, and it's all good about the man, and it just doesn't ring true. It's just, I would call it not literary historical fiction, but it was interesting reading the two and comparing the two. Okay, getting on with my plan. Even though I'm not going to buy a lot of books, I'm going to use my library. I have a great library, and I already have a membership on Scrib'd, which I'm going to stick with. So anyway, I've listed kind of the different categories I want to read from. I'm going to try to just like go on a monthly thing and read one from each of these categories during the month. plus a lot. But I just want to say that I'm so excited about reading today because Robert put out the new possible list for the Book 2 prize. There's some great ones on there. I've signed up to be a judge on both the fiction and nonfiction, so I'll probably have to buy some of those if I can't get them from the library. But anyway, and then also I've decided to join Jason of Old Blues reading of Wolf Hall, Bury the Bodies, and be ready for the new one by Henry Mantell in March when it's published. He's got a great big group reading those. And I've tried 2 times to read Wolf Hall and just got kind of sidetracked with all the people and not understanding the politics. So as part of that, I'm reading I guess you'd say nonfiction, a new biography, fairly new, of Thomas Cromwell, so I can kind of learn the straight plot of his life. And the book itself, Wolf Hall, is quite nonlinear, and I got confused about what the time period was and anything. But he's going to come on once a week and talk about our assigned reading, so I'm looking forward to that. Okay, let's see. The other of my list, I have to admit that I have a year's subscription to Fitzgerald, who makes these blue books for their fiction, and they're what you would call experimental, innovative, different, and I found that I really love that kind of thing. In fact, there are 2 different book prizes for that, and the big one's coming up. Republic of Consciousness is coming up, and I'm going to allow myself to read a few of those. And luckily, there's a lot of talk about them on Goodreads, so I can kind of talk, hear more about it through there and try to figure it out. Usually have to read this kind at least twice. Okay, let's see. I haven't got things for all my categories this year, but I will say, another read along is the wonderful German month or 3 months or year by Britta and Mel. And this River I already happen to have, don't have to buy it, is their book, the reading group read, German, translated from the German during the next 3 months, I think, or so. And I started it. It looks really interesting. Okay, what else? What else was I going to show you? Oh, let's see. Yeah, let's see. Oh, my classic. I've already started of my 19th century classic for the month, and it is House of Seven Gables by Nathaniel Hawthorne. Now, I've always wondered about this book. When I was young, my parents or maybe grandmother had a copy of this with a real spooky looking house on the front. And I've always wondered what it was, and I probably tried to read it when I was in elementary school and couldn't read it. But I started it slowly but surely, and it is great. Hawthorne has a great way with atmosphere, and I'm going to love this. So anyway, this is a short kind of plan that I've come up with, and I don't know how often I'll be reporting on it, but I'll be reading with these groups, and I'll be there's so many good BookTube channels out there now. You all are great that I'll be spending a lot of time watching yours and probably doing some knitting during that time too. So anyway, again, happy reading. I'm off to a brunch, so I gotta hurry and upload this, and see you later. Bye.